Good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So that's not fog on my lens. It's actually really foggy over the lake here in downtown Lakeland this morning. I'm headed to Grace Community Church, and it's actually a Hillsong campus. So I'm excited to see what worship is like this morning. I'm praying for an encounter with Jesus. And yeah, just excited about church. I've got about 60-something miles to go, maybe more, to get to St. Petersburg, where I'm supposed to be staying with Kathy, who is Ian Goff's mother, tonight. I hope that I make it. I'm going to do everything that I can to make it, but it's looking like it's going to be another hot day. Anyway, time to get pedaling. Love you guys. See you later. So Steve last night, my Warm Showers host, told me that one of Lakeland's claims to fame is that the Queen of England visited and gave them some swans. And so that's why there's so many swans down here at the lake in downtown Lakeland. Pretty cool. All right, so I stopped here at the gas station across the street from Grace Community Church, and I'm gonna go inside and change into my church clothes. But first I'm gonna sit here and drink my cup of coffee. Got myself a nice banana. So I'm gonna call this breakfast, and then I'm gonna call church this morning my spiritual breakfast. So again, I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, so I know we just saw Grace Community Church, a Hillsong campus. However, when I pulled up there, I got a few strange looks. I asked if I could speak to the pastor. They told me that I'd be able to speak to him between services. They sent a staff pastor to talk to me. And I explained to him what I was doing, and I was just like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I've done. I'd like to say something, if you have the time for me to be able to do it. And he said, yeah, see about that. So we only have like stage time, for the certain things that we have planned. And so then I talked to him about, okay, well, what about a love offering or, something like that to help me along the way. And they said, yeah, about that too. So unfortunately, we're only able to support 5 international ministries and 5 local ministries. And that's all we do. We don't really support anybody else in any kind of way. And so with the most love that I could possibly have, I was almost welling up with tears. I said, well, then I'll just, I'll shake the dust off my feet here. And I hope to see you guys later. And so I looked up on my phone. I said, church services around 11 o'clock because it was getting much later by then. And I found First United Methodist Church in Lakeland, Florida. Beautiful church, beautiful people, good time. I walked in. The first guy I met was John. He was telling me about his sister who has come through a lot of different addiction, but she's currently still kind of relapsing at 60 years old. Then I go up and Jeremy, the worship leader, asked me, hey, where are you from? And he's like, hey, I think I saw a YouTube video with you in it. And so I said, yeah, that's me. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a ride for addiction recovery awareness. And so he was like, man, we'd love to have you, speak. So they actually let me get up and say a few things.
One positive thing that I want to lift up was a decision that we made pretty much on the spot when it came to our Aldersgate house. So whether you may or may not know that our Aldersgate house, which is across the street from our church, houses ministries like support groups like Alcohol Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, things like that. We want that to stay open as long as possible. And so we are letting those groups decide for themselves if they want to continue to meet, because we know that that is a vital ministry to many who, if they are cut off from their community, that can lead to many disastrous things, including relapse. And so we want you to know that that ministry is going to stay open as long as they see the need for it and feel the safety to do that. Groups like that are incredible and life-sustaining. And so it just so happens that we are blessed by having a visitor here, Adam. Adam comes to us from Mobile, Alabama, via his bike right here. And so it is very timely, I think, and a great opportunity to just open up and to see how important these ministries are and why these communities do need to stay open and stay in contact with one another. So Adam, we are so happy that you were visiting with us today and are willing to share some of your story with us.
Thank you. Yeah, Adam, somebody had put this story on my radar. I don't remember if I saw it on Facebook or YouTube or something, but I had picked up on something, and all of a sudden he's out here this morning, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just showing up at church today," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, we could totally work you in for like a hot second." So thank you, Adam, for being here. While we set up, I'm just going to share
All right, so good morning. My name is Adam Lineberry, and I'm riding my bicycle from Mobile, Alabama to Key West, Florida, and back. That's my current plan. I know with this COVID virus, I don't actually know where I'm going to be or how it's all going to work, but I know I'm going to be wherever the Lord wants me to be. My ministry is called Redeeming Eden, and I am a recovered IV cocaine and opiate user. And so, when you look at what's going on with this COVID virus right now, and we see all the deaths, my thing before that was even starting to really ramp up was to bring awareness to the fact that 70,000 people died from opiate overdose last year in the United States. That's 150 people a day that we just kind of lose under the radar. And my whole goal of this was to let people know that recovery options are available, that you don't have to die in your sin. There's Celebrate Recoveries, there's rescue missions, there's churches, there's pastors who want to talk to you, who care about you. You guys at home, there's people that you can talk to, that if you have friends that you know who are in this situation, that they can talk to. So my ministry is called Redeeming Eden, and I left on February 21st from Mobile, Alabama. I should be making it to Fort Myers by the 21st of this month. Everything has been totally faith-based. My church donated the bike. As you can see, it has kitty litter boxes, which has been the number one thing that people have walked up to me and talked about. Because I wasn't able to afford like the Fort leave and things like that. And so I just kind of built it based off of what I had. I left with $15 in my pocket. And now I'm in Lakeland, Florida. So this has been an exercise in faith, no pun intended. Anyway, I'm so thankful for you guys having me here this morning. There's 3 ways that you can support the ministry that I'm doing. The first is prayer. I'm a big believer in prayer. Prayer is what's got me here. Prayer is what's kept me off the drugs and alcohol. And prayer is what's going to get all of us the connection that we need to continue to live, like the pastor said, the good life. So the second thing you can do, I have a YouTube channel. I vlog every day. I'm posting a video every night, so I'm not going to do the cardinal sin of asking you to take your phones out in church and look up YouTube Redeeming Eden, but maybe later if you get the chance you can do that. And so just subscribe to the channel. You can follow my journey, and you can kind of look back and see where it's all started and where it's going to. Just look up Redeeming Eden. And the third way is, of course, monetary donation. I have made it here on faith, and that's what's also going to keep me going. So I do appreciate those kind of things, guys. I have a Venmo so that we don't do the cash thing, and that Venmo is at Eden's Redemption. And if you're watching at home, don't log out of your worship service. Wait till it's over with. Look up YouTube Redeeming Eden and go to Venmo for Eden's Redemption. And then the last thing I do, each day I ride for someone who has passed away in addiction. So if you know someone like that, please go to one of my videos, drop a comment. I see all the comments. Let me know their name, and I will ride for your person for a day. All right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam, and we bless you on your journey.
And so then after that, just so many people from the church came up and spoke to me and talked to me. They gave generously to Redeeming Eden, so thank you so much. I had actually gotten down to $2 in my Venmo and $2 in my wallet, other than Facebook donations that are still rolling in. So very thankful for you guys' help this morning. Again, if you're ever in Lakeland, Florida, I'm not going to tell you not to go to the Hillsong campus, but what I am going to tell you to do, come to First United Methodist Church in Lakeland on the lake downtown with all the swans and all the other birds and beautiful sights that you've been seeing. So, it's 1 o'clock now. Everything is changing. It does not look like I'm going to make it to St. Petersburg today. But again, I'm just doing what the Lord asks and taking it one day at a time, one pedal stroke at a time, one revolution at a time. And I'm doing it for addiction recovery, for people that you might know who are addicted, for people later on, if the Lord allows me to start a rehabilitation facility, I pray for those guys every day, the future people who may not even be born yet, that will be coming in to that rehab facility. I'm already praying for them. I got so much that I get to pray about, and I'm so thankful for that. But I'm so thankful for First United Methodist Church here in Lakeland, Florida this morning. God bless you guys. I love you, and I'll see you later. All right, so I'm here at First United Methodist Church in Lakeland, Florida, and I ran into Ron here, and Ron actually has an addiction recovery story about himself. And he also knows some people who have passed away in addiction, and he's also got a YouTube channel about his artwork. So go ahead and tell him about it, Ron.
Hey, man. Yeah, my name is Ron Bell, and I'm actually from Tampa, Florida, but I live here in Lakeland nowadays. I actually got sober through the grace of God on May 9th of 2014 through the Salvation Army Adult Rehab Center over there in Tampa. And just wanted to say that I'm just truly blessed, and I actually have a YouTube channel. It's Ron Bell Art. And I do videos about my art, but I'm also doing some blogs and some webcasts about recovery called The Art of Recovery. So it involves not only my art in my recovery, because that's how a big part of how I got sober, but it's also the art of recovery. How do you get sober? How do you get clean? And there's going to be some success stories about different friends of mine that have gotten there. And of course, like he was saying, there's certain people that we've lost along the way, too many to count, because I'm pretty close friends. But all in all, it was an awesome blessing to meet you today. It was definitely, it is definitely, nothing is by chance.
That's right. There's no coincidences.
Yeah, for sure.
God's in charge of all this stuff. We're just walking under His leadership.
For sure.
Well, cool. It's been wonderful meeting you today. And yeah, guys, smash the subscribe button on this channel. Go over to Ron's channel, Ron Bell Art, and subscribe there. And again, Ron, we're going to be riding for the two friends that you mentioned to me.
Yes.
Today and tomorrow. So
Cool.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much.
And God bless you in your recovery.
You too, sir.
Amen. Thanks.
Amen.
All right, so I stopped here at a gas station in Plant City to get some Gatorade. It is hot. And Ron told me this morning about the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Facility in Tampa, Florida. So I just tried to contact them. I contacted every number, every extension that I possibly could, and they're not answering, I guess because it's Sunday. So that would be like 8 miles out of my way. My intentions were to go there and speak to the guys and just encourage them in their recovery. But obviously that's not going to be possible today. So I'm just going to keep pedaling west toward Dunedin. Still got about 45 miles to get there, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to pedal till it gets dark tonight. Love you guys. See you later. Alright, so I came through Plant City, which is the home of the Strawberry Festival, and I was thinking in the back of my mind, I think this is kind of close to a high school that I went to. And I pulled up to the next sign, which said Sefner. Fifner, as they call it down here. And I was like, man, this is close. I had no idea I would pass my old alma mater on this bicycle trip. It just literally popped up. I looked over and I was like, that's my old high school. So, man, again, every twist and turn of this trip has led to more blessings and more awesomeness. Many of my Mobile, Alabama friends will remember I kind of disappeared for a year in 9th grade. And I actually came down here and lived here for a year in Tampa, in the Seffner, Brandon, Mango area, and went to this high school, Armwood High School, for 9th grade. I'm an Armwood Hawk. Didn't graduate here, go Bobcats, but hey, it's still a place that I went to school at, and it's still a place I remember fondly. So, I'm through Plant City, I'm through Seffner. Now I'm headed to Graham's Place Hostel. All right, it's in Tampa. I started looking up, about how far I can pedal before it gets dark. Campsites, none. Warm showers, a couple. No real good hits. And then I found a hostel. So this will be the first hostel that I've ever stayed at. I called them, they were very welcoming. They said it has a 60s, 70s kind of vibe, so I can't wait to see what that's all about. And then, it was very cheap, 28 bucks. So Mike Mathis, man, today you bought my lunch, you're paying for my hostel tonight, and many of you guys have asked me through private messaging and those kind of things, why am I not heading just straight south down into St. Petersburg? Why am I going all the way out to Dunedin? Well, I'm going to Dunedin because Mike Mathis, this is the guy who saw me in St. Mark's, paid for my lunch, and then ended up writing a newspaper article in Wisconsin about me. And so anyway, he donated the other day. I had run out of all my funds, and so he donated through Facebook, and he was like, just make sure that, with this money, with this gift, that when you get to the Pinellas Trail, that you stop at the ice cream shop in Dunedin. Get black cherry and get almond joy. That's what me and my wife love. And so I am making a pilgrimage for you, Mike, to go over here and try this ice cream. I've only eaten one other dessert on this entire trip, and that was the key lime pie at the Apalachicola Coffee and Bean Company. So I'm gonna have this ice cream tomorrow, and I'm excited about it. Either way, my spirits are lifted seeing this place. No idea I was gonna pass by it. So cool, so God, so amazing. Thank you, Jesus. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Boy, it just keeps getting better. So this Publix was the very first job I ever had at 15 years old. Many of you guys have heard me say that I haven't rode a bicycle since I was 15. This is the place I was riding my bicycle to. From my dad's house in Mango, Brandon, to the Mango Publix here. I did not plan to pass by this either. Didn't really know where it was. Been a long time, wasn't driving the roads back then. So I don't really remember this area, but if you can look it up for yourself, navigate from Armwood High School to Graham's Place Hostel by bicycle, and it'll pass you right by this Publix. This is unreal. I feel like I'm living in some kind of alternate world or universe. I did not plan on coming through Tampa. I did not plan on coming through any of this. This is so neat. I'm sorry, I'm just a little excited. Anyway, love you guys. See you later. All right, more uncanny coolness on this trip. Just across these railroad tracks, over the trees, over a lake, is 2004 Sarah Louise Drive, which is where I lived with my dad when I lived in Tampa. This route took me right next to it. I'd have to go about 8 minutes out and around to get to the house. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna drop a picture of where I am on Google Maps compared to where the house is. So my route took me that close to my old house. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on pressing toward the mark. Love you guys. See you later. All right, so I stopped in here at New York Pizza, and I've got Miguel here. And Miguel actually has a family member who passed away in addiction. You want to talk about him, Miguel?
Yeah, he was using drugs, using a lot of stuff, heroin and stuff, and he died from hepatitis actually. He was a young guy too. He's my uncle.
What was his name?
Edward Santiago.
Edward Santiago.
Yeah.
All right, well, one of these days this week, if you continue to watch the videos, I'll be pedaling for Edward Santiago. Man, thank you so much for the pizza, and God bless you, brother. Good meeting you.
Thanks, brother.
And look at the pizza that I get for $6. Yes, that is a Coke can next to it. And this is awesome. And Miguel just gave me another Coca-Cola. Thanks, Miguel. Man, I'm praying for you. And I can't wait to ride for Edward Santiago. God bless you, brother. I've almost made it to Graham's Place Hostel. It's just a couple more miles to go, but I had to sit down to get some food. Anyway, such a great day so far today. I'm excited to see what the hostel's like. All right, love you guys. See you later. All right, so that was Tampa's Historic Ybor City district. I remember when I was 15 that my dad used to bring me down here, and it was a lot more bar oriented and those kind of things back then, but it seems like it's turned into a lot more family oriented street since then, so that's kind of cool. If you're ever in Historic Ybor City, make sure you go see Miguel at New York Pizza. I gotta get onto the hostel. I'm tired. Love you guys. See you later.